Hi, this is Brother Teacher. I would like to speak to you for a moment concerning the importance of your lungs. You know, we live each and every day of our lives working, playing, entertainment, education, enjoying family, and so forth. And I would venture to say that most of us would want to be around as long as we can, to enjoy this life, even with its shortcomings sometimes, but for the most part, we want to enjoy this life and to enjoy our family and friends for as long as we possibly can. So we should always set in motion, have a plan to maintain our lives in the best condition as we possibly can, that which we control, I should say. Howbeit, there are outside sources that we really don't have control over, such as things in the environment from manufacturing plants and automobile exhaust and planes and trains and things of this nature that's always spewing chemicals in the air and these various toxins that we are exposed to from day to day. Not only lighting on our body and our clothes, but also us breathing it in. So, what do you do when you breathe these toxins in? Over a period of time, they accumulate within the walls of the alveoli or the bronchial walls and the lungs, just the tissue itself, and it can manifest itself as cancer at some point. Now, how foolish is it, even though there's some that might be listening to me right now that smoke, but how foolish is it to smoke and even make your situation or your health worse than it is? Sometimes we can receive secondhand smoke just by being in the environment of someone that is a smoker, or several people, maybe even on our jobs. If you're working at a factory and you're out of doors, and everyone's outside smoking over a prolonged period of time, you can accumulate, believe it or not, sometimes, all of these toxins in the air into your lungs. Sometimes people like to dismiss it and say, well, we don't know where it came from, the lung cancer or the lung or bronchial issues, but it came from some device and some creation of man. So fast forward to right now as I'm speaking to you. If you want to clean out your lungs, let's be honest with ourselves. First of all, ask yourself this question. Are you working in an environment that is laden with fumes and chemicals? Are you in a factory of some sort, or an automobile shop or a maintenance shop where you're inhaling fumes or any kinds of chemicals, even paint fumes? Are you a painter? And are you enclosed painting all of the time with little to no ventilation? That could be an issue with your lungs that could cause that problem. Now, another thing that could be true is that you could be a smoker. I don't care what you smoke. If you smoke cigars, cigarettes, or marijuana, you're burning paper. That's toxic, and you're inhaling that into your lungs. Even though there are some proponents who say that marijuana is not harmful to you, that's debatable. Maybe a topic for another video later on. But the fact that you're burning paper and you're inhaling those fumes in your lungs, what is paper made out of? Of course, it's made out of trees, but it's treated with chemicals. All right? So, I hope that this is an eye opener for those of you that may be smokers and may have even been smoking for quite a while, many years, to stop smoking. If you want to clean or clear your lungs, the first thing that you should do is stop doing what you're doing to cause you to have lung problems in the first place. Another thing, before I go on to some possible remedies, is if you are in your home and you don't access fresh air on a regular basis, you are doing damage to your lungs. Not only that, you are creating an atmosphere for allergies. Have you noticed that your son or daughter, or maybe even yourself, have runny eyes from time to time, maybe even chronically? Have you noticed that You're sneezing a lot. Have you noticed that you're having breakouts on your skin? Maybe even dizzy. Did you not know, ladies and gentlemen? Listen to brother teacher very closely. If you have carpet in your home, it carries bacteria, fungus, germs, microbes, dander within that carpet. You must make sure that if you have carpet in your home, number one, make sure that you vacuum that carpet on a regular basis. Number two, make sure that you don't or stop wearing shoes when you walk across the carpet. Yes, your shoes are for out of doors. When you're outside, you're bringing in all kinds of germs and bacteria and whatever from out of doors, and you're coming into your home and you're walking on that same carpet. And guess what? God forbid that your shoes are moist on the bottom. And what does bacteria and fungus thrive in? Moisture and warmth. If it's warm in your house in the wintertime, because you have the heat on, or in the summertime, you're breeding bacteria in that carpet. And you're inhaling that as well. Every time you walk across that carpet, you thrust it up in the air and you're inhaling it. Also, while I'm on that subject, if you have couches, love seats, chairs and ottomans and curtains in your house that are made of cloth and cotton, did you not know that you must clean those also on a regular basis, because those germs, those same bacteria, those same fungi lodge in those curtains and also in the couches. Every time you sit on the couch or brush the couch or move the curtain, they become airborne. And guess what? You're inhaling them. All right. So now, what do we do about cleaning the lungs? Well, there's about 3 T's that I want to suggest to you. Excuse me for a moment. There are 3 T's that I would like to suggest to you that you take that are good, very good for cleaning out your lungs. One of them is eucalyptus. Actually, it's probably about 4. Eucalyptus tea, sage, oregano, and peppermint. Had to look at my notes to make sure I didn't leave anything out. Okay, peppermint is good. Very soothing, very mentholated, if you will. Some people like to use that term, like Hall's cough drops. But that's good and refreshing for the lungs. So with the peppermint, you want to boil you some water, and once the water comes to a boil, as a matter of fact, you would do this with all of these teas. Pour it into a cup. You place your peppermint leaves. Sometimes you can get powder. You place your peppermint leaves in the water. If you have the powder, it's going to be a teaspoon. Or if you have it crushed up, it's going to be about a teaspoon to a teaspoon and a half. You can do the same thing with your oregano leaves. About 2 tablespoons of, excuse me again, about 2 tablespoons of oregano leaves, and about 2 tablespoons of sage, and 2 tablespoons of oregano leaves and or powder, and you place it in the cup. After the water has boiled, get your coffee cup or mug, and you let it steep or sit for about 5 minutes, so that the medicinal properties within those leaves and those powders can absorb, not absorb, but it be extracted from that into the water, so that it becomes bioavailable to your system. So in other words, it doesn't want to slip through your system, or you don't want it to slip through your stomach and just pass on out. You want it to be bioavailable. So once you drink those, it's absorbed instantaneously once it hits your stomach, and it goes into your bloodstream and then into your cells and your tissues and so forth, and also your lungs, giving you relief. I apologize for the phone again. I guess I'm busy today a little bit. Someone wants me. But anyway, oregano, eucalyptus, peppermint, and sage. Those four things can help to clean out your lungs. Now, while I'm on the subject of lungs, for congestion in the chest, uh, you can take a piece of ginger about that size, about 2 inches in diameter, chop it up real good, boil you some water. Again, once the water comes to a boil, you have the ginger root in the water, pour it in a cup as well. Get you a half a lemon and squeeze it in there, and place your piece of garlic in there as well. As a matter of fact, dice your garlic up real good and put it in the water, the cup that is. Let it steep for 5 minutes as well, and drink that a couple times a day. And it will help relieve you of the congestion both in your chest and in your sinuses. That is a good one. You might even want to add a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar to that same drink. Okay? Be healthy, live long, be consciously aware all of the time about the environment that you live in, and don't fall for the okie doke. Study the world that you live in and stop accepting everything that someone shows you, tells you, trying to convince you that this is the truth. Find it to be the truth yourself by doing your own self research. This is Brother Teacher. Yahweh love you, and I love you always. So long.